Okay, here's my Anytone ATD878UVIIPlus. I did the firmware update, the version 3.02N, and I'm having issues with the, I don't know if I could see this thing, settings, is that where I want? Find the device info. Yeah, so we just did update 3.02N. Updated the Bluetooth, the GPS board, the icons, all that stuff. I'll show you in the video. Well, there's the symbol there you get for the GPS, other than that little dot thing that would be on like a Google map. And when it receives, it's green. Well, I had it receiving green, but it wasn't sending out any APRS signal. Part of my stupidity I'll show you in the video, but we got it worked out. And why it changed or something changed in it is beyond me. It's always worked in the past, but hey, what can you do? Change isn't always for the better. Okay, so I just updated my Anytone ATD878UVIIPlus, one with the green button. The firmware version 3.02, I updated the icons, I updated the Bluetooth thing, and of course the firmware. So now you get this nice little satellite symbol that it's receiving GPS thing, other than it was gray when it was receiving and red was it wasn't, which was kind of backwards. So there we go. I'm not sure if the the time is definitely not correct, so I gotta go and change that. It's definitely not May 25th, 2022, so other than that, it's updated. But I gotta charge the battery. I left it on all night in APRS mode, sending out beacons every 3 minutes. Guess it drains the battery a little bit. Here we have that satellite symbol turning green. It just sent an analog APRS message. Receiving one, so there you go. I got it working. When it's receiving a signal, now the GPS signal turns green. That's a much better improvement over that red and gray things. Anyways, the only other thing I changed with the APAT81 and then SSID 1. That seems to work so much better. In the past, I kept my 2 call sign, the K1EQX-7, which is 45 miles south of here in Manchester, Vermont, up on the top of Mount Equinox, the southern side of Mount Equinox. And it's always digipeated, or my digipeaters always forward it through to it. My digipeater set up correctly, but it would not pass it. So then I changed it to WW1VT-1, the call sign on my digipeater I put up. And again, it still would not pass any data. I could not see any data coming out of my radio. And again, it just wasn't working. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? I didn't change anything. But of course, the new firmware went in to options and then your settings, and I'll show you the screenshot of what it changed on me. So I had to revert back and rewrite it back to the radio. So in the meantime, I turned my FT5 DR on in APRS mode automatically. Within like 30 seconds, my digipeater started copying it and recording its location. I'll show you a screenshot. It kind of sat there for about an hour and a half. It kind of looked like I'm just wandering around my yard. I'm not. The radio is just sitting in a stand, but apparently with inherent built-in inaccuracies of GPS, that way it can't be used against us in the military purpose. It just kind of shows that it's wandering. So the FT5 has no problem. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on that's different with the FT5 than Anytone? This is one of the great things about ham radio. If you're running into the problem, chances are somebody else is as well. So I was talking to Frank, DG60AY from Kiel, Germany. And he tells me he doesn't use a local digipeater because there is no locally. But when he does travel, he uses the APAT-1. And he sent me a screenshot of his radio file, which is just basically kind of like mine here. So I changed it to that. And voila, it starts kicking off. It's working, and it has been working. So I don't know what the magic of it is, but I guess if that was originally designed for the old Anytones 878 or 868, etc., but the 1 because it was version 1. Okay, so I sent some couple of quick messages. There it is, sending something. Now I gotta go back in the menu. This is the problem with Anytone. It doesn't hold it there. So if we go to Outbox, I sent, I don't know who sent me something. Sent Frank a text message, Gary and Seamus, all from the 878 here. I don't know their numbers. I know Frank uses DG60AY-14 on the cell, but not sure what Gary and Seamus use. So we'll see if we ever get a response. The 878 seems to be working. And yeah, I lost signal. I'm not next to the window anymore. No GPS signal. Okay, fair enough, you know. Radio's got to be 3 feet from the window in order to keep a lock on it. Seems my old blue button 878, that thing can pick up a lock, a fix, in the middle of the room on the kitchen table. This one, I really got to keep out the window or next to a window, or otherwise it doesn't, it's not as sensitive. I don't know why that is. Did all the updates on it.